Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Heketoa. Now, today's workout, I am going to do a little hill climb. It's only a short hill, it's about 10 meters long, but I'm going to do the shoulder rack. I'm going to do the racked carry, and I'm also going to do the back carry. Now, I'm using an 18 kilogram kettlebell, but you can use any kettlebell that you want to, okay? Now, make sure you warm up, please. Always, never skip a warm up. Alrighty, so wish me luck. Oh, and also I'm only doing 3, so I'm walking it, not running it with the kettlebell, the 18 kilo kettlebell. So I'm doing a minute walk these hills on each exercise, which is the racked, the shoulder rack, and the back loaded hike.
A move.
Yeah.
And I know how to self-motivate. A lot of motherfuckers don't know how to self-motivate, man. Like, we like to put the headphones on,
Yeah.
like before the big game and listen to the music.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you do when the headphones come off, bro? It's you in your own mind.
Right.
I know how to do that. That's the hard part,
Do you
man.
ever listen to music when you run?
Never.
Never. I told you Jamie's cheating.
Here's that video I got. I thought you might have seen it.
But
It talks about like running with music. And
No, what did you say? Find it. Find the video. We'll play it. We might not be able to play it. Is this somebody else's content?
No, it's his content.
I actually, but I did during my last pull-up record. I listened to, you know that song from Rocky 1, round 14, when Rocky gets knocked down the corner. I listened to that. It's 2 minutes and 13 seconds long. I listened to it on repeat for 17 hours. Merry Christmas, motherfucker. Merry Christmas.
Oh, man.
17 hours, man. I went to such the dark, evil. I have a picture in my hand in the book. I was in a dark. I went to a place, man, that I'm like, I can do anything here. We gotta live here for a while. Cause I kept on feeling that record. I go, I don't want to see a pull-up bar again. I mean, like, I did 67,000 pull-ups, man. Like, this is my story. I'm like, I don't want to see another pull-up. So I was like, I'm doing this come hell or high water, man. So I broke it out.
Is this the video? Let me hear this. Play this.
So I never train with music. There's a reason why I don't do that. The music's not gonna always be there. The TV, the distractions, all these external things. I'm in the gym right now with all this loud music. People need it to get fired up. They need it to stay motivated. They need to stay in the fight. They need it to just go in the gym to do whatever they're gonna do. What do you do when you have no external motivation? It's about the internal. What do you say to yourself? How are you gonna fire yourself up? What's that flame inside of you that keeps you going? Let that keep you going, not this.
And when you're doing this, the whole time you're doing this, you're doing some of the hardest chin-ups you can do. You got a chain around your neck.
Right.
For the folks that are just listening, and you're pulling down on ropes. You're doing chin-ups on, it looks like taped-up ropes.
Yes, sir.
That's what it is, yeah. Those are grip.
Yeah.
That's like jiu-jitsu guys do a lot of those.
Yes, I was. I spoke to the University of Alabama, and they were in there. Most of these athletes, man, they got to get hype. So
Yeah.
that music is blaring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, once that shit comes off, and you get popped in your fucking mouth. Your headphones are on the sidelines, brother. What you gonna say? What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
What you gonna say to yourself then? So that's how I train my mind, man. I train my mind 'cause I'm not gonna get popped in my mouth, man. I'm gonna get popped in the back of an alley one day, man, running around, doing what I do, and there's gonna be no music.
Yeah.
You better figure it out.
I told you Jamie's cheating. I told him but when I first started running, people said, do you run with music? I said, no, running's cheating. When you have music on, it's cheating. You're cheating. You listen to music. But now I listen to music all the time. But more than I listen to music, I listen to books.
Yeah.
Books on tape, audio books, and yours is, like I said, has been the last 2 weeks has been my running partner.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
It's
Your
fucking
support has been
phenomenal,
huge.
man. It's
Thank you.
phenomenal. And you're doing this kind of independently, right?
Yeah, so what I did, man, is I pissed off a lot of people. So in 2012, I got an offer for my book for $30,000. I said, you can go fuck yourself. You know what hell I went through, brother? So then everybody was like, we don't see a market for a black guy, ultra runner, fat guy who couldn't read. Like, 15% of America's black. We don't see many fucking, people buying your book.
I think only black people will buy your book.
There's some ignorant
really
people
what
out
they
there,
thought?
man. Everybody that follows me is white. I don't have a black. I have like 3 black followers, man.
Eve Edwards just left.
It's
He follows
hilarious.
you.
Yeah,
Eve
right.
Edwards is a big fan. He's black.
Yeah, he's like an unusual species out there, man. And so I'm sitting there walking around going, man, you don't even know who, everybody I talk to is white. It's the ignorance of the world. And I'm in these meetings hearing this kind of stuff. So now, 2018, I get a $300,000 offer for a first-time author. So I'm sitting back, and I'm like, my God, man, I used to make like fucking $60,000 a year. This is the biggest payday yet. And I started thinking, I took that 1 second. I talk about the 1 second decision a lot about what I went through in my life, what I've done. And I was like, you know what? I struggled so hard in my life. I went through so much that the biggest trophy I own now is that book. The biggest trophy I own now is not the book itself, it's what's in the book. It's what, I don't give a fuck if that sells 1 copy. Honest to God, man. What I did, and that's what I hope people understand. Your life and the journey you put yourself through, there's nothing more than that. And that's all I want people to do is realize that you have to struggle. You have to struggle. The bigger the struggle, the bigger the peace. The bigger the suffering, the more peace.
So I'm fascinated by your general program, like what you're doing all day with all this stuff. Like what's the current Joe program?
Well, I'm always doing something, and in terms of diet, you mean, or in terms of
What's the
exercise?
workout? What's the diet? What's the meditation? What's the main tenets of your day?
Well, my workout, I schedule every Sunday. I schedule everything that I'm going to do during the week. I say I have to do yoga 2 times this week. I have to lift weights 3 times this week. I have to run twice this week. And however I fit that in, I fit it in. But I owe those things.
Okay.
So I have to get those things in. The only exceptions are injuries and sickness. So that's the schedule. And then on top of that, there's other things that I enjoy doing: kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. Work those in when I can. Then diet. The diet is pretty strict in terms of no bread, very few carbs, no sugar, no bullshit. Healthy food, a lot of vegetables, a lot of meat, game meat mostly, wild game. And I take vitamin supplements every day. I take multivitamins, I take probiotics, I take vitamin B12 and D and a lot of different things. I do everything that I can to put my body and my brain in a good place, so that I'm keeping my engine smooth. I'm changing my oil. I'm changing my spark plugs. I'm making sure that it's operating. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but I know that I've done my best to keep it working the best that it can.
And who's the person that advises you on nutrition? Is there a guy? Is there a woman? Who taught you how to do it? How do you do it?
Well, there's a ton of people that I've used as a resource. There's a woman that I have on the podcast on a regular basis. Her name is Dr. Rhonda Patrick, and she's probably the best resource. I sent her something the other day on some new study on saturated fats. Whenever there's some sort of an issue, there's a new study on cryotherapy or saunas. The saunas are incredibly effective. I don't know if you ever
We
you have
just
a
got
sauna.
one.
Oh, so huge.
With the UV rays, or what is it?
What is it called? Not ultraviolet. Infrared. Thank you.
Infrared, yes.
Yeah.
We just got one of those.
Saunas are giant. The raising of the body temperature like that, and the heat shock proteins, incredibly beneficial to your body. There was a study that they put out recently that showed a 40% decrease in mortality from all causes due to people who take regular sauna.
Hell yeah. Right. So do that workout to build your calves and your quads, your glutes. It also builds core strength too, because you need a bit of strength to stay upright while you're climbing the hill with a little bit of a lean, but also to be able to grip that kettlebell. You're building grip as well, because you're going for 60 seconds and 30 seconds off, which is great for building strength in your grip and strength for your forearms. It's a great workout if you have a hill in your area, but if you don't, you simply doing this on flat surface is even just as good. Now, when you get stronger, increase the time from a minute loaded hike to a minute and a half or a minute 15, and build up to see if you can get to 5 minutes. I'm telling you, your grip strength will be powerful for MMA, BJJ, wrestling, and all kinds of sports. Thanks so much for your time, and do like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and I'll see you next time. Take care.